So Andrew, we have got a lot of Indian students who are coming over to you. I think this is the 5th batch. So a fresh Indian student who applies to come there wants to know about the cultural fitment. How comfortable are the Indian students in the UK atmosphere?
I'd say I find the students from India enormously capable, and they bring a good deal of knowledge and experience to the program. In terms of the cultural fit within the UK, you've got to remember that the UK is a pretty diverse place culturally, and the cities where the MBA Global Program are based, they are students with diverse student populations, so they're cities with diverse student populations. So students do tend to fit in. So in that sense, in part of their everyday life, they adapt to it very well. In terms of the academic program, I think there are differences. So some of the things like the way in which classes run, that's a little bit different. So there's a difference in terms of culture, education, but many students enjoy that change. It's something new, but I find that they've adapted really well. And even things like assessments, they're quite different. So we don't do exams in a traditional way, so students maybe do different types of assessments. And I find that the Indian students do enormously well on those.
That's such a nice thing to know that they're doing well. One query I normally have, because whenever I'm touring pan-India, so many different places, and this normally comes in from the parents of girl students, as to how are they coping up there. So although I do understand there is not much of a difference between genders now, but yeah, the parental concerns are there. So are they acclimatizing as well? Are they socializing as well? What would your views be on that?
I think that they enjoy the change enormously. There are two things that I would say in that response. One is that I find that the students who come from India, the young women who come in, there's very little difference in terms of their performance, their aptitude and their motivations. But one of the things that we do try to do is to work with particularly younger women who are coming into the program to look at how they might develop their leadership potential. So we often run particular classes, or we do industry visits to look at how young women rise up the corporate ladder, because in the UK, like India, there's an emphasis on getting more women to rise, not just as professionals in the workplace, but how do they rise up the corporate ladder. So we do place quite a lot of emphasis on, I suppose, mentoring and coaching from women who are in senior positions and how they share their experiences. And I do find that young Indian women coming into the program, that they really welcome that opportunity. I think if I was speaking as a father, as a parent, I would say that coming to the UK is a really good opportunity for your daughter to grow, and they do get that experience to be able to develop personally and professionally, and obviously adapting to a new culture is something which, when they do go home, is really beneficial for working for big companies, because you're used to working with diversity. It's not something that is unusual for you.
So I suppose the parents can be in a state of rest, because it is only growth through cultural diversity.
It is, I would say, yes. Yeah.